Let's go over Llama's best team comps. As a Dendro support that mainly focuses on buffing all things Bloom related, the first obvious team archetype she fits very well in is Lunar Bloom. With Llama plus Nilu, you generally want one other Dendro unit and one other Hydro unit, with one of them being your healer. For instance, you can use a Hydro healer like Kokomi or Barbara, so you can use Nahida as the second Dendro, making one of Nilu's newest best Bloom teams. Kaveh can also work in the Dendro slot with Xingqiu as the second Hydro, assuming Kaveh can self-sustain the Bloom damage well. The other team building choice is to use a Dendro healer like Baizhu or Yao Yao, or even Kirara because she has a Dendro shield, allowing you to slot in a more offensive Hydro unit. One of these Hydro units is actually using Aino. Even though Aino's presence means your blooms can't crit anymore because the party has Ascendant Gleam, you do get the full benefits of both nod-krai artifact sets and additional crit for Llama's hold skill, which slightly makes up for it. Other than buffing Lunar Bloom, Llama also improves Hyperbloom oriented teams. For example, instead of on-fielding Nahida in the standard double Hydro Hyperbloom team, you can use Llama instead, who makes the team better with her innate res shred and allowing the Hyperblooms to crit. If you were using a Hydro or Electro on-fielder in this kind of Hyperbloom team, the same thing applies. Llama also works in Hyperbloom teams with a Dendro main DPS like Alhaitham and Tainari, allowing them to use the new nod-krai DPS set. Even if it's just 15% crit rate from the 4-piece, it's still a good set to use. Llama also pairs well with Anefa in Hyperbloom teams that allow enough lunar charged uptime so Anefa can deal damage despite deactivating Llama's Bloom reaction crit passive. For instance, you can play Llama with Flynn's, Anefa, and Yelan. This team does have enough lunar charged uptime for the presence of thunderclouds, which is important for both Flynn's and Anefa's kits. However, Yelan is not enough Hydro for constant lunar charged reactions, resulting in lower potential damage. On top of that, the endgame content in the first nod-krai patch incentivizes playing Flynn's and Llama on separate teams, but if you do want to play them together, the team still works fine. A better team example illustrating the Llama and Anefa combo is with Neuvillette. With double Hydro, you'll get some Hyperblooms and plenty of lunar charged uptime for Anefa, making yet another strong Neuvillette team. Another team example is with Sino. With specifically Xingqiu as the off-field Hydro, there's enough lunar charge uptime for Anefa to deal damage, on top of Sino being able to proc Hyperblooms and allowing him to use the new nod-krai DPS set. Even though Llama is a Bloom-oriented support, you can still play her as a support for spread teams such as with Alhaitham just for the Dendro res from her skill. You can also play Llama in a Molani burn vape team since her skill also reduces Hydro res to buff Molani's damage. Lastly, for burgeon teams, Llama should be better than Nahida in teams that rely mainly on burgeon reaction damage like Toma double Hydro. However, burgeon is still a pretty bad team archetype meta-wise, so I still don't really recommend playing them. With Nefer being Dendro and rumored to be releasing the patch after, she is likely the DPS that will benefit a lot from Llama, just like with Flint and Anefa. And with Columbina being rumored to be the premier Hydro support for lunar teams, she likely fits into the team as well. Thus, Llama's actual best team is likely still yet to come.